Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, AEW Dynamite Recap Edition. We are your hosts, Kyle Tyson and Kevin Crazy. Kevin, what's going on, man?
It's good. I mean, I'm doing good, you know. Officially 420 legal in New York.
Yeah, celebrate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You smoking tonight?
That's really cool. Huh?
You smoking tonight?
Well, I got some vaporizer.
You got some vaporizer? Do you smoke weed like traditionally?
Oh,
or
yeah,
is everything
yeah.
like high tech now? Like you got to vape it, dab it?
No, I mean, I would say more times than not, I'm just bull packing. Maybe a bong if I'm feeling a little fancy.
Yeah, I've been smoking more lately. Nothing like you, but like
No, I'm a maniac.
I used to like take a hit off a bowl like once in a couple days to a couple weeks, but now I hit the bowl like once or twice almost every day.
Nice.
Usually, actually, to use it like a cup of coffee, not to unwind. Like I find myself if I hit the bowl like in the morning or like when I got to get a task done, like that one hit, usually I'm good, man. I get to work.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the kind of weed, you know. So it can do that to you.
Well, anyways,
Sometimes it does that shit to me.
So besides talking about pot, we're a wrestling recap show. You can catch our live streams at twitch.tv/puttingyouover. If you ever miss a live stream, you can find us on youtube.com/smackdrawpodcast. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so that you never miss an episode that goes up.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, and when you're done listening,
you can ring my bell. Copyright infringement. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Anyway.
when you're done listening and watching your wrestling content, head on over to WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Check out these guys, man. They write a lot of articles.
Yes.
They're super cool over there. Very talented people. Bookmark it. Make it your stop for all your wrestling news. They're gracious enough to let us be the exclusive recap show on their webpage. So they're fucking awesome, man. Check them out.
Yes, they are.
Kev, I got to tell you, man. So me and Jess, we've been going hard lately. Get the house ready because we got a lot of people coming over. Like I got my parents and my brother coming down from Maine Saturday. They're going to be with us from Saturday to Saturday, right? The whole week. So we've been, I've looked behind the scenes. I've been building patio furniture. My wife is actually in the finished garage right now, building a queen size futon for my family to sleep on.
Jesus Christ.
While I'm sitting here talking about pro wrestling. I got my priorities straight, But no,
you got it made. Who cares?
So in all of this, we actually had something pretty funny happen the other day. So in our backyard, we got a shed in the backyard. Got practically nothing in it, but Jess doesn't want to leave the cushions for the patio furniture out, in fear of getting molded or moldy and stuff like that. So said, we'll go ahead and put them in this shed, where they can't get rained on and stuff. They'll be taken care of. So we're in the shed. And we noticed that it's got one of those like rollable blinds. It's like bamboo rolled up, right?
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
just tied off. So you untie it and it rolls down.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we've been looking to do something, hang something on our carport to kind of block all the pollen and debris getting blown into it. So Jess wanted to roll it down. She rolls it down. And she's rolling it by hand. She doesn't just drop it. She rolls it by hand.
She's being careful.
Yeah. And when it gets all the way to the bottom, this thing is infested with millions of ants. Like I'm talking ants were liquid. That's the state they were in. It wasn't like some ants walking around. It dropped and just like clumps of ants fell and spread out everywhere. Now you have to understand Jess is in the shed. Me and my 2 sons are out of the shed, and she just dropped a wall of ants to block us. So she screams, me, I have to, I scream, the kids are screaming, everyone's running around. I'm like, Mama's dead, boys. Mama's dead.
We're moving on. There's no reason.
We got to burn this thing down. Jess is trapped in this shed, man, with just like a billion ants swarming her.
Jesus,
oh man, I did the brave thing and I ran like a chicken with its head cut off. I grabbed the stick and like I lifted the curtain with the stick because I didn't want ants on me,
Fuck that.
So she came running out, ants in her hair, her feet. She lucked out though. They weren't fire ants. If they were fire ants, they would have lit her ass up. That
would have been terrible. That might have been a trip to the emergency room.
Yeah, man, it was fucking bad, bro. It was so bad. They were black ants, though. This shit was hilarious. Just remember when that wall dropped and she screamed and me and the kids screamed and it was just like we couldn't help her. She's just trapped behind this wall of bugs.
It's the walls of Jericho.
Oh my god, man, it was fantastic. Oh Jesus, it's a miracle my wife stays married to me. I'm telling you, it's an absolute
she's a trooper,
miracle.
man. She's a trooper.
Yeah, bro, it was so good. So how's your week been?
Awesome. Yo, man, my week has been pretty good. I've just been, hanging. Katie and I covered Raw. Obviously, that happened. There wasn't much to like about Raw. So.
You guys were 100 times more entertaining than Raw was.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Because Raw was not good. I mean, there was a couple of things that I really liked about it, but like with Raw, man, it's just like it's like a needle in the haystack trying to find the good stuff, because there's just so much shit.
If you guys are listening to this and you haven't checked out the Raw recap, got to check it out. Kevin, in an effort to make something entertaining out of this terrible night of wrestling Monday got so fucking high, and it was just amazing how it was like Katie was like trying to ride a bull. Like you were this stoned bull and Katie's trying to control you to manage this fucking show. And it was just a fantastic time. And a lot of the hilarity didn't even take place on the official episode. So I'd say watch the episode, which you absolutely should do. But head on over to Putting You Over and check out the live stream, and you can catch all the hilarity that happened before the show. It was so damn funny, man. Jess created a Twitch account on the spot just so she could watch you on her own stream. Because I got tired of typing what she was saying. So she jumped on her damn laptop, created a Twitch account just so she could fucking watch you guys, man. That's how funny y'all were being, man. Y'all tickled us pink on Monday.
Well, that rules. I'm glad I did a good job.
It was so good.
Nice.
All right. So, you know what else was good?
Oh, AEW was pretty good.
Fucking AEW. Nice. God damn, man.
Yeah, for sure. It felt a lot better than watching Raw for 3 hours. That's for sure.
I got 45 minutes into Raw, and I was like, "There's probably only 1 hour left."
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's the way I feel week in and week out. Like, all right, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley have been on. I'll go take a nap until the last 10 minutes of Raw that are good, and there we go.
My goodness, and even then, you guys got Baron Corbin. But enough about Raw. AEW tonight, boy, I was saying it before the show. I'll say it again. You called it on last week's recap that it felt like they were just building towards this week. We had just every segment was fire, one way or another. Now, granted, not everything was perfect. The QT Marshall stuff is but for the most part, everything that was good was really good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so
but yeah, I mean the QT Marshall part to me or stuff was like the low light, but even that was maybe some of the best stuff he's done.
Easily. It's yeah, absolutely. So let's just kick it off. Just because normally I like to do like a rundown, like the highlights, but honestly, if I just run through the highlights, it's the whole show.
Basically, yeah.
So we might as well talk about it. Oh, by the way, this is the first episode of AEW that we're covering on time in like 4 weeks.
I was gonna say probably almost a month.
Yeah. But anyways, AEW kicked off its a show with surprisingly Christian Cage's first match in 7 years. He faced off against Frankie Kazarian, who they hyped up. Frankie Kazarian's 11-0 this year. This match was definitely a slower one, more of a honestly, like to draw comparisons to like a traditional WWE match.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is to no surprise. Everyone says, how great Christian psychology is in the ring, and it paid off here. What could have been looked at as a lumbering, sluggish match actually built a compelling story and ended up being very good. So it started off, like I said, slower start. Christian... his back body dropped onto the ring, or into the ring, excuse me. He received some stiff chops, some stiff punches. He's pushed off the top rope. Frankie Kazarian owning a lot of this match, doing a lot of grinding, old school style. Christian mounts his comeback, gets a tornado DDT, gets some flying European uppercuts off the top ropes, but he's cut off again. Once again, Kazarian trying to take him out with the chicken wing of all moves.
Yeah, holy shit. I forgot that move even existed. I was like, holy crap, the chicken wing.
Not
like,
since
I remember
Norman Smiley in WCW.
I remember when I was a kid and we'd like play wrestle, but like kind of real wrestle because we didn't know what we were doing at all.
Yeah.
That move was devastating. Like that was the move that we put on everybody that like, actually hurt because we were
you'll tear someone's shoulder apart with that move, man.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That was, when I was like probably, 10, 12 years old somewhere. I was putting fucking cross-faced chicken wings on fools.
Yes. Christian gets the rope break out of the chicken wing. Kazarian does some trash talk to Christian, who's on the ground. Christian gets a roll up, doesn't work. Kazarian hits a springboard leg drop, which looked very good.
Yes.
Then the guys hit a goddamn top rope Spanish fly.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Just Christian
that was
just
insane.
Going all out in this match. He still manages to kick out at two. A lot more back and forth. Christian mounts his comeback again, hits a frog splash for a 2 count, doesn't put away Kazarian, but eventually does work to the kill switch, which he had been working on all night, picks up the win. A very, once again, methodical, traditional match, but the storytelling was good. It's the only way I can explain it, was it felt like a WWE match done right. Done how they think it should be done.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that, because, I felt like the match, like you said, it was a slow start. And, it was hard for me to get into it, mostly because, that's not exactly what I've come to expect from AEW. Not that it's bad. I like that stuff. Don't get me wrong. But it was, a lot more of the, holds and stuff, which, technical wrestling, I suppose, is how you would describe it. And those two dudes are great at it. You know what I'm saying? They've been wrestling for how goddamn long? I'm sure they could do most of that stuff in their sleep, so they can make it look cool. But for me, a little slow for my taste. But then again, I'm, like I said, I just don't expect it from AEW.
We're spoiled with AEW with their really fast-paced matches and then hardcore matches. You don't see too many of these more traditional style. Not that there's not a spot for it, because tonight they proved it, man, with good storytelling. Christian told a great story. He struggled the whole time. He didn't come in here as the WWE guy and tore apart Frankie Kazarian. He struggled. The match was a little sloppy. There was some slight botches in there, but it almost accented the match. That's how it should have played out with a man who hasn't wrestled a singles match in 7 years.
Yeah, and not only that, to your point, Frankie Kazarian got a shit ton of offense in.
Yeah.
A lot more than I thought he was going to, honestly.
No, he owned the majority of this match. This wasn't the purpose of Christian wasn't to come in here and just squash the people that AEW been building up. It was an uphill battle for him, which makes sense, you know. And I am excited for his next match and see what else they can do for him. Following that, we got a pretty cool Darby Allin promo. It's kind of become like the standard now, black and white footage, him and Sting. Darby has a monologue over the video breaking down that Matt's body is breaking down and his insecurities because of it are showing. So he's trying to buy people to make this army, but he can't buy respect. He needs to earn Darby's respect because his money ain't shit. The promo was good. I mean, it was good. It's artsy. Yeah. I like that that AEW are allowing Darby Allin, because Darby Allin wanted to be a film director, I want to say it was.
Oh, is that really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so the way I believe it is that they're letting Darby make these little films. They do really feel like very like college campus. Yeah. Student films, man, and I'm a fan of them. I think they match his character good.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I love the creepy like leather face masks that he wears. Like, you know, because he had one on, the Matt Hardy one on. The music in it was dope. You know, it fit the aesthetic. You know, yeah. I mean, all of these have been really good, even if I don't fucking understand them. They've been cool to look at. You know.
Yeah. Darby. What was weird about this, was kind of jarring, was it went straight into a Jade Cargill promo.
Yeah, it was strange. Where
she also dropped the shit and then said that she is that bitch, and I was like, man, that's a lot. Like I get that you know, technically you can get away with saying shit like 1 to 3 times, I want to say, and them keep their rating, but it was weird like going from one promo to another, because it's so weird to like break down cussing in pro wrestling, but it's odd, but it just stuck out to me, man. It stuck out to me. That's all.
I mean, I hear you, but I liked what Jade Cargill had to say too, though. I mean,
she is that bitch, man. Dope.
She really is. She's scary. She's fucking straight up scary.
I hope that woman can achieve her potential, because she really can be a star as long as her in-ring ability continues to grow. That chick, there's just no ceiling for her right now.
Oh, absolutely not. And I would say that her promo work, like the only promo that she really has done, I feel like that was not even that great, was the first one that she did. After that, it's just been she's improved. She's consistently improved. So I have no reason to think that she's not going to be a fixture, you know, in the AEW women's division.
No, I'm right there with you, man. So here's probably the low light for all of this is the QT Marshall stuff, which we covered last week. That QT Marshall's like a tough pill to swallow in AEW. Which, like, I like the guy. I want what's best for him, but there's like this just missing, like, you look at him and there's just something missing.
Yeah, I can't take him totally seriously for some reason.
Yeah, and
I hear you.
And so kudos to them for trying. Like, I'll give them that. They're doing something. They're not just like, hey, sorry, man, you're relegated to like losing on Dark. Like, they're trying something. So they have this match, right? And the aesthetic of it really is off-putting. QT Marshall's already in the ring. Cody gets his grand entrance through the center stage. Arn Anderson's already in the ring as a special guest referee. The Nightmare family surrounds the ring almost like a lumberjack match.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought, what did they do? Did they turn it into a lumberjack match? What the fuck is going on here?
But it's obviously everything shining up Cody. Everything shining Cody up. Right. Extra, like, you know, everything that I've complained about. This dude just gets so much pageantry for anything he does. And somehow he remains the babyface in all of this. Well, this is once again an unsanctioned exhibition match, so it doesn't go on record. QT Marshall is just buried in Cody's shadow this whole time. During the match, Cody handles pretty much everything Cutie throws at him with ease. Once Cody stops attempting to do his finishers and other things, like he's actually pulling back for Cutie Marshall. Cutie gets more and more aggressive. As Cody's refusing to follow through. Cutie at one point misses a crossbody like a just dullard, goes outside of the ring. When he gets back in, out of frustration, he strikes Arn Anderson, who falls. At this point, things take a turn, man. Cutie walks out the ring.
Cutie looks surprised that he did it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Commentary was saying is like he's acting like he knew he messed up.
Yeah.
But then we get essentially the Nightmare Family Red Wedding, from Game of Thrones.
No, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So in a move that I promise you nobody saw coming, I gotta read the names off because these are all people that are working in the Nightmare Factory and they're big on dark. But they're not. They're not on
looking motherfucker was compelling though.
Nick, you said which one?
The dude that looked like Lou Albano.
Yes. So Nick Camarato.
Okay.
You have Anthony Agogo, I believe is who they build as the boxer. I could get that wrong though.
I think you're right.
And then you have Aaron Solo as well. So those are the three guys. They jump various members of the Nightmare Family with chairs and everything. They just turn. And everybody goes out. Arn Anderson gets his arm racked over the guardrail. Dustin Rhodes is busted open with a chair shot to the head. Yeah. Eventually, what they have is Nick Comarato, who out of everybody here is probably the person that's going to benefit the most from this, just because that guy actually has a look to him. Yeah. No offense to everyone else involved. But Nick breaks out the stairs. Cutie
Holy
Marshall.
Shit. That was impressive too, though. I like how he sold how like heavy and shit they were.
They looked heavy as fuck, man.
They probably were.
Yeah,
it was dope. It was just a cool spot. Just him lifting those fucking stairs, man.
He looks like that guy off of Dragon Ball Z. I can't remember his name. He has the brown afro.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll look him up in a minute, but. If Katie's still in here, maybe she could do it for us. Katie's always good for that stuff. Who's the guy with the brown fro from Dragon Ball Z? Help me out. Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, Dustin Rhodes eats a pile driver on the stairs. Cody Rhodes is about to have his head caved in with a chair. At that point, Red Velvet comes out for the save. Cutie Marshall and his new little faction, they walk off. And then backstage, Red Velvet is jumped by Jade Cargill. So at this point is where I have to start. I'm always easy with the criticism and stuff, but at this point it feels like there's too many factions, and there's a lot of factions, and they're forming at a high rate now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't know if it's too many. I think that
you have Inner Circle and Pinnacle. They're the top two, right? You have the top two. Then you got the Matt Hardy brand or whatever he's calling it. You've got, I guess I wouldn't call Jurassic Express a faction, but with the Matt Hardy brand, you got this. I want to say, is there a fifth faction I'm forgetting?
Dark Order?
Dark Order, yeah, there you go. So you got a lot of factions, man.
No, I hear you. I'm not saying that there isn't a lot because there are.
Oh, Team Taz. Yeah. 6. That's 6 factions, all on a 2-hour program. You know?
I mean, I hear you. I hear you. I don't know though. I feel like that they easily could break up a couple of them too if they needed to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And especially just taking people out of the Dark Order is an option too. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a lot of members in the Dark Order right now, I don't know. I mean, I think that they're getting close to the red line for me, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know that they're quite there yet. I want to see what's gonna happen, but yeah, I'm like, yo, I hear you. Pump the brakes a little bit,
Oh man. Adams 4747 says this is random, but honestly, fuck The Rock. You're right, man. That's extremely random.
I could watch The Rock sell stunners all fucking day.
Oh man, yeah. Put that shit on montage. Who knows though? Maybe this show did. So I didn't really take notes on it, but I did notice that this show is doing its damnedest to promote Dark Elevation.
Oh yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if, the majority of these other factions that aren't like as relevant as Inner Circle and say Pinnacle, if they're just giving them some shine on Dynamite, hoping that we'll follow them over to the dark shows.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
I hear you there. And I think that's kind of what the appeal of the Dark Order is for like BTE and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense, especially like with some of the members of some of those the newer factions. I mean, who the fuck were the dudes with QT Marshall? And does anybody even
the only one I recognized was Camarato, I want to say his name is Nick. Okay. Yeah, Camarato. He faced John Moxley in a match, and Moxley made him look really good. Made him look like a beast.
But I guess what I'm saying is that that actually makes a lot of sense. I think you're right. Like, especially that faction. None of those dudes are going to be main eventing fucking Dynamite anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon. Yeah. Speaking of Dark Elevation, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, boy, man, I feel for you guys. I'm a huge fan of Scorpio Sky. Dude, he's part of SCU. Like, he's not officially broken off of SCU, and he's just relegated to Elevation, along with Ethan Page. They're going to be a tag team over there. They're going to take what they want as long as it's not on Tony Khan's like favorite show.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I thought Scorpio Sky kind of distanced himself from SCU to like have a singles run.
There was no official like departure though.
Well, no, I know there wasn't an official departure.
Yeah.
But like he made a statement like that or something. He was going to let Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian like focus on the tag team aspect of things.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, they've still vowed that the next match that SCU loses as a tag team, they'll break up.
Yeah, well, yeah, they sold the shit out of that on commentary.
Yeah, and it feels like it's already happened. I mean, Kazarian's wrestling singles matches, Scorpio Sky is. It feels like it's already happened. So that's really going to take away from a lot of the impact when that actually is official.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boxley took on Cesar Bononi. This is what I'm going with the weakest angle of the night. It was a toss-up between this and the QT Marshall faction one, but I feel like the faction one is setting up a bigger story than what we had happen here.
Yeah.
Mox took on Cesar Bononi. Big fella. Mox, I mean, it's a really generic match. Mox struggled a little bit in the beginning, hit a German suplex into an armbar. JD Drake distracts the ref while Nick Nemeth tries to get in there. Nemeth eats a paradigm shift, and then Moxley goes back to Bononi, hits on the sleeper hold for the win.
One nice touch though about this was during Moxley's promo, he said, I don't really know what's going to happen, but I do know that somebody's going to get dropped on their head and somebody's going to go to sleep tonight. And he fucking did both of those things.
That's good. That's good. I didn't pick up on that. I was happy to see JD Drake. He wrestled on one of the shows that we sponsored, which was a nice touch. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We don't talk about the wrestling promotion anymore because they had some drama tied to him. But that's not JD Drake's fault.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Watched him wrestle, man. He was awesome. Just a big hoss, Yeah. And he has a TNT title match next week, so good for that guy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I like I wish that Darby Allin would do the open challenge things like that, like on TV. I mean, I get it, doing it behind scenes or whatever, that's cool, but it was just cool like when Cody would do like just announce that it was an open challenge and you'd find out who whatever.
Or like how like with you,
like how Seth Rollins or like even John Cena would do the open challenges and shit like that. That's way cooler. I'd like to see that.
No, I'm right there with you, man. Following that, Team Taz, they've been relegated to just pre-taped promos 2 weeks in a row now.
Same goddamn promo.
Yeah, same promo. Apparently, these guys won a match on Dark, but it could have been quicker had a tag between Brian Cage and Ricky Starks happen quicker. There's just tension building, leading to ultimately Brian Cage turning babyface and departing from this group. Another guy, like, I'm telling you, like, it's the one thing about this show is just shows off how goddamn top heavy AEW really is. They have so many incredible, legitimate, like, top tier guys. At any point, Brian Cage, Miro, goddamn MJF, Chris Jericho, even Jake Hager, God, Wardlow, all these guys you could see in a AEW championship picture, along with got Kenny Omega, John Moxley. They just have so many top guys that it's crazy to see, but it is creative how they keep them out of that conversation, you know, and they find other ways to use them.
They always have something for all those dudes to do. That's the thing. Even if it is on Dark sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like they're constantly doing something. There's some kind of story going on with all of those dudes.
Yeah. Pac, cool. Fucking
oh Jesus.
Yeah, Pentagon. Jesus, man. There's so many Hangman Page. Yeah, dude. There's just
Hangman Page.
They are just chock full of talent. And that's why it's criminal that they only have 2 hours of national TV. Like,
no, I hear you.
I get what they're doing with Elevation, but I would love a second show on TNT or TBS.
They're gearing up to do that. They keep saying. I mean, they haven't said anything official, but all rumors are indicating they're at some point. You know,
you think they'll go head to head with NXT again? Put one on Tuesday or something.
That would be hilarious, but no, I doubt it. I mean, do you think they brought Paul White on to fucking do commentary on YouTube? Show? Yeah, no, sorry, man. They're not paying that guy that much money.
Nah, they got some stuff going.
Yeah.
Moving on, MJF backstage in the locker room. He has gifts for Pinnacle, his faction. He first gives them, they have their own personal stylist. That's pretty badass. He then goes on to say that they have an interior decorator. He goes on to say we can get rid of that stench coming from the bathroom. And in a moment of comedic genius, he opens up the bathroom. There's Chris Jericho and everybody in Inner Circle staring at him. No one moves. He just shuts the door and tells the cameraman, we got to go.
So good.
He tries to exit the room. There's Jake Hager standing there. Brawls ensue. And it's chaos. Yeah. Pinnacle got their asses handed to them tonight, man. They
sure did.
The beatdown went on for a while. It climaxed with MJF putting Chris Jericho putting MJF's head into a toilet.
He basically gave him a swirly.
Without flushing the toilet. Yeah. And then threw him headfirst through their Pepsi fridge. And so Inner Circle cleaned house. They took back their locker room.
They sure did.
They looked real strong. They took off the Pinnacle nameplate, put back theirs. It was good,
Inner
man.
Circle looks stronger than they ever have. Right when we thought they were gonna fucking maybe break up, they galvanize with each other, you know, and they look.
Sammy's back in it.
Yep.
Sammy looks rejuvenated.
Yep. Well, even Santana and Ortiz, man. Like, holy shit. That really stood out to me tonight too, you know. Jesus, I'm not a big Jake Hager guy, but God, he looked cool tonight too. You know what I mean? Like
getting sweet revenge always looks badass.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Well, and Jericho always looks cool.
Jericho had a little bit of edge to him too, man. It was good stuff. It was really good stuff. No, I'm all for this faction. I hope everybody involved gets elevated.
Oh, it's going to be a great feud, I think.
Yeah.
These two factions. I mean, like, look at the shit that we got from MJF and Chris Jericho already. You know, like, it's just like we're just going to get more of that stuff. Like, give it to me. Give it. I love it, you know?
Yeah, there's plenty more to come.
Mm-hmm.
What followed this was probably my favorite promo of the whole evening, which is shocking because it was by Don Callis. Yes.
This was good, though. This
Yeah.
was really, really good. Holy shit.
So the Young Bucks are about to be interviewed, and Don Callis interjects. He is talking directly to Matt Jackson, and he says, "I love Kenny Omega. I thought you did too. You guys, last week when you turned him down, you broke his heart." He goes on to say, he said he didn't choose AEW over New Japan, the money, the fame. He chose you guys. And then he says, but you obviously you're turning your back on him. You're acting all soulless. He says, you guys go ahead, go count your money. At which point he slaps Matt Jackson, who doesn't respond. It looks like he's going to, and Don Callis keeps going on, man. He says, "That's right."
Grabbed him by his shirt.
There's nothing in you. There's nothing inside. Essentially claiming the Bucks are just soulless. It's kind of using their real life success as a downfall, similar to how like CM Punk talked about how it's hard to cheer for John Cena because he went from an underdog to a franchise.
Yeah.
And Don Callis is doing that, but it's weird because he's doing it from a heel perspective. He's, you know, like it's something that you could use to boo somebody, but it's weird to use a heel do it. The dynamic's pretty interesting.
No, I hear you. I dig it. And that's why I dig it so much, because it does. It kind of feels like the roles are reversed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it really works. It like for some, well, I mean, I think it's just because Don Callis is such a sleazeball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
at the truth, man.
Anything that comes out of his mouth, you're like, dude, you know he has an ulterior motive to everything, you know? So like, I think that's probably part of the reason. Obviously I think that, you know, the Young Bucks are trying to be, you know, the bigger people, if you will, you know, in this situation. So, you know, talking about the money and all that stuff, like what, you know, they don't want to respond to that. They're like, yo, I want in ring, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll let my wrestling do my talking.
Yeah. It's just interesting because the promo that Callis cut, that's usually a babyface promo, not a heel promo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though he came across as the sleaziest asshole in the whole world.
Yeah, absolutely. Afterwards, Laredo Kid and Lucha Bros go ahead and take on Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Laredo Kid looking for some revenge from that beatdown he got by Kenny Omega, who was really just beating him down because he was in the ring, which I thought was hilarious. Super high octane match. I can't break this match down spot for spot. You just look, man, these guys,
my eyes were glued to the TV the whole time. That match was fucking dope. Match of the night for me, man. It was so good. I mean, how could it not be? Look at those dudes. They're all champions basically, or have been at some point. You know,
Ray Phoenix was AAA world champion and Kenny Omega beat him for the belt, you know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, 6 of the best dudes in the whole world doing what they do best. Yeah, I fucking awesome. You know, like Ray. I forgot how good the Lucha Bros really are. You know, like
I'm glad to see them wrestling together again.
Yeah.
It is weird. Their whole another faction, Death Triangle, gets kind of like put on hold. It's weird because you have 1 week it's Ray Phoenix and Pac, and then another week you have Laredo Kid or whatever, you know, in here. So there's no like ironclad faction. It's just kind of like on a match by match basis. I say just throw Laredo Kid into Death Triangle, but then it's not a triangle anymore, is it? Yeah. You know?
Death rectangle. Who cares? I think that there's a lot of circumstance outside of their hands that really fucked up the death triangle, really.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, right when COVID happened was when they were trying to put that together. That meant Pac was over in Ireland or wherever he's from. I think that's where he's from.
I think he's in the UK.
UK. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, same thing, basically. I don't know. You know, and he couldn't come to America. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally couldn't be here. So it was like, and one of the Lucha Bros were in Mexico too, weren't they? And they couldn't couldn't come either.
To say, there was a lot of international, like a lot of the international people.
Yeah,
couldn't do nothing for like the better part of 8 months.
It kind of like didn't get started. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, and now it's like every time it kind of comes back, you're like, oh yeah, that was gonna be dope, and it's like
that was supposed to be something.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'd love to see those three together. Whoa, something else happened where they can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's interesting. After the match, which of course Omega and the Good Brothers win, Moxley comes out to confront them along with the Young Bucks. Oddly, this felt like a spot where it's like, okay, the Bucks are probably going to turn on Mox. Nothing happens. Omega and the Good Brothers exit the ring, and later on they announce that the Bucks with Moxley will be taking on Omega and the Good Brothers next week. So it's about to get spicy.
Yeah, I got to think that they're building towards some point. Obviously, Good Brothers, Young Bucks, and oh my God. Can't wait for that.
Yeah. We had the women's match followed this. Nyla Rose with Bunny taking on Shida and Ty Conti. It felt like a lumberjack match because of how you had the Dark Order on the outside of the ring along with Matt Hardy's factions, which is the Private Party and the Butcher and the Blade. Chaos obviously ensues at some point during this match. People are flying over the top rope onto like the crowd of people. During all the chaos, Bunny hits down the rabbit hole, I believe is what they call her finisher.
Yeah, I thought that was a really dope name for it.
Yeah, on Ty Conti for the wins for the heels. It was a match. I mean, it's just, you know, to further a story they weren't investing in tonight.
Yeah. You know? I mean, well, the Bunny won because she fucking hit her with the kendo stick too, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And then she hit down the rabbit hole, pinned her. Yeah, I mean, classic heel win works. You know, I like that they're trying to get some more, insinuate some more talent into their women's division because I think it is needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a serviceable match. I mean, they're all really good women wrestling. You know, I mean, Jesus, Sheeta's still the champion. You know, she's still probably the best technical wrestler on the women's division that AEW has. You know,
I can't wait to see her and Ty Conti go at it.
Woo!
That's gonna be a hell of a match. Ty Conti definitely is coming into her own so well.
Oh yeah, it looks like she's really starting to come into her prime. Like I am a high on Tay Conti for sure.
Yeah. We had a nothing promo from Britt Baker, just talking essentially that Thunder Rosa's win doesn't count because it was a lights out match, and Thunder Rosa is on Dark Elevation, but Britt Baker is still on the main show, and she created history. Which, by the way, I got my Britt Baker shirt in today. Fantastic. Yeah.
I almost bought that impulsively the night that it came out.
I did. The second I saw it, I bought it.
Yeah. It is dope. I do like it. She was wearing that shirt, so that was kind of cool. Yeah.
And then the main event, Arcade Anarchy, man. This was fantastic. Shit. This was so silly.
It was so fun.
They had a makeshift arcade between fake props and legitimate cabinet machines. Yeah. They had a prize wall, which was full of mainly just weapons. They had arcade games, whack-a-mole, air hockey. The big thing here, the Pixies. The Pixies, Where Is My Mind, is the official theme for Best Friends, I'm assuming.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
Orange Cassidy or the Best Friends.
I think it fits Orange Cassidy better than the Best Friends. I want him to change the Best Friends theme. That theme is a banger.
Yeah. Either
But,
way, though, that was a pleasant surprise. Get some actual licensed music.
Yes. Yeah.
As an entrance theme. That was very, very nice.
Absolutely.
If you're not familiar with the song, look it up. It's also the closing song to Fight Club, one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, it's a great song. It's on all my damn playlists.
I saw him play it live once.
No, see, I never got that far.
I love the Pixies, man. So I really popped for that.
This match was pretty awesome, man. So it starts out, it starts out showing what a beast Miro really is.
Oh, for sure.
Kip Sabian got taken out early going into like the whack-a-mole thing, and then Miro just murders Orange Cassidy. I'm talking some violent slams and throws on the outside. Mm-hmm. Him and Chuck, it takes forever for Chuck and Orange Cassidy to mount a comeback. The whole time Kip Sabian's pretty much corpsing dead. They had to bury Miro under just a ton of crap. Guardrails, chairs, arcade cabinets.
Everything.
They go to pin him. Kip Sabian saves them. Afterwards, the fight between Chuck and Kip Sabian spills into the ring. Chuck breaks out a teddy bear. Just when I thought they were going to repeat the thumbtack spot, no, they swerved us and they did a Lego spot.
It made perfect sense for the match, though. Yeah. It was so funny. Oh, and then Tony Schiavone, have you ever stepped on a Lego before?
He was just selling how painful Legos are.
Yeah, it was so good.
Commentary. Yeah, it was so good. Kip Sabian ends up hitting a powerbomb onto Chuck, onto the Legos. Looked painful as hell. At which point, Orange Cassidy gets back into this thing, hits a Superman punch, beach break. Penelope Ford breaks up the pin at that point, pulling out, what's her name? Aubrey Edwards.
Yes.
Breaking up the pin. And then the camera pans over with Penelope and a crane game, and coming from under all the stuffed animals is a returning Statlander. Oh. Jesus, dude, did not see that coming.
No.
What a welcome sight too, by the way. Statlander is so talented, man.
He really is. And man, what they were doing with her right before she got injured, I was like, I can't wait.
Yeah, she comes back. Her and Penelope Ford brawl for a bit. She ends up hitting a suplex off of the apron through an air hockey table. God damn, it was such a nice spot. Yes. Miro and Kip, Miro, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy brawl kind of towards not the entrance ramp, but like the driving ramp. Yeah. At one point, Miro's trying to set up a table, and comically, both Chuck and Orange Cassidy are trying to crawl away from the fight. I'm like, this doesn't make much sense. Like trying to escape, but it made sense. They pan up pulls up a minivan, Sue driving, Trent is in the back. Apparently, Trent's
hotter than a heat vent Trent. You will refer to him as such because. That's a funny name, and Rob said it.
Heat vent Trent. Okay.
Yeah, hotter than a heat vent Trent.
Anyways, he apparently his injury healed much quicker.
Yeah, I guess so.
Came out, helped the guys out. The brawls keep on ensuing. Miro tries to scare Sue at one point, climbing on the minivan. Miro and Trent brawl some. Miro attempts to throw an arcade cabinet, which was definitely a prop Mortal Kombat cabinet. The thing was hollowed out.
Yeah. Well, there was no screen. It said like free tokens.
Yeah, just some white paper with some like word text.
Because Shivani was like, "Oh, he's gonna throw Mortal Kombat 2," and I was like, "Whoa, is that
Mortal Kombat got a lot of plugs tonight."
Yeah, it really did.
But he throws that. Trent at that point dodges. He throws a chair at Miro and then spears him through the table that Miro set up earlier. Chuck hits a running power slam onto Kip Sabian through the stage, allowing the best friends to reunite, pick up the victory. In the same match, we saw two returns, Chris Statlander and Trent Beretta. Man, awesome match. And
got to give the people what they want.
Yeah,
too,
and then they had a great sign off with all the best friends like thumbs up to Sue, and they pan over to Sue giving her boy
She's
a
doing
thumbs
it.
up. Fucking just, oh man, you gotta love it.
That's the kind of wholesome content that I like.
I'm telling you, man.
Thank you, AEW.
Yeah, it's so good. It was a fantastic show.
Oh my god, the main event was so fun. I mean, it was silly. Don't get me wrong. Like it was. I understand that it wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea, but good god, it was just so goddamn fun.
Yeah, we mentioned it before the show that it's just AEW knows how to do these no DQ matches so well, man. Going from now, granted, of course, the exploding death match, whatever, ended like a wet fart, but the match itself was really good. The lights out match with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Now this, and you don't even have to go back far. The parking lot brawl that Santana and Ortiz and the best friends had. The lights out match, Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. I mean, say what you want. If no DQ matches aren't your cup of tea, I get it, man. But I gotta say, AEW they make them fun. Like they make them really fun to watch.
That's what I like about it. And I mean, I get the criticisms, about it. Like it's like, oh, these dudes aren't selling and flipsy doos and all this stuff. But it's like, hey man, it's still fucking fun. I don't give a shit,
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with them, and they know how to mix them up. They know how to go from like very violent to athletical or athletic, excuse me. No, I think they do a good job with them. I really do.
Well, and I mean, tonight with the match with Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian, I think that was a testament to the fact that they can do the other two if they want to. They can turn that on. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's a very good way to put it. Is they started the show on the opposite end of the spectrum,
100%
with an extremely traditional story based wrestling match. No, absolutely. They showed tonight, and what we say the two matches that you want to watch the most is either is the opening and the main event. And AEW crushed it on both sides.
Absolutely, and like I was saying too, it's just it was something that I didn't expect them to do, especially not with such a high profile signing of what Christian Cage was. Did not expect his first match to not be the main event. Whatever Dynamite it was.
Yeah.
But I thought this worked really well because that's probably the meat and potatoes of what you're going to get from Christian Cage. Is something that's going to be a little bit more slow paced, more story based, like you were saying. I mean, I know you can do some of the high flying stuff, but he's a little up there in age. I don't think he's going to be doing that nearly as much as he was, And that's a really good way to start a show where that you're going to end with like an exciting, high-flying, kind of goofy but violent match,
Right. Yeah, no, man. Fantastic. I loved it, man. And like I said last week, you called it perfectly when you said felt like last week's show was just building to this week. And it absolutely was a fantastic show. Show. Thank you guys for watching. If you ever want to support us, please check out our patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Stickers, t-shirts, UWO, all the fun stuff there for just a inexpensive subscription. We really appreciate it.
And weed's legal in New York now. I need more money.
There you go. Oh, man. And then just all the fun stuff, like, subscribe, interact with us. Hit us up on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show, and Kevin at Kevin Crazy with a K.
316.
316. There's no 316.
Yes, there is.
Is there? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's no 316.
There's a 316 in my app, bitch.
Dude, have I messed up your Twitter handle too? I did.
Now you got me. No, yeah, there's a 316.
Kevin Crazy 316. I've had the wrong Twitter handle up for months. I did the same thing to RN. What the hell is going on? I am terrible at my job.
You're fired again, man.
I am fired again. Well, anyways, thank you everybody for watching.
We're a shit show. No, I'm just kidding.
Until next time, y'all have a good one.
Peace.